More than anything else was criminal justice reform. They've been trying to get it for years, and I'm the one that got it done. So nobody can tell me about that. That somebody posts, a staffer, posts, and I knew it was all about. If you take a look at that and see the whole thing, it was a small section at the very end, but that was about fraudulent elections, which we have a lot of them. We're going to get it stopped, and. I liked the beginning. I saw it and just passed it on. And I guess probably nobody reviewed the end of it because what I saw at the beginning was really, really strong. It was about fraudulent elections. And anytime I see that stuff and when it's credible, you put it up.
Buckle up, because this is a moment that reveals everything. The facade cracks, the mask slips, and we see the unvarnished, unfiltered, undeniable truth. The President of the United States was caught red-handed. A vile, racist video posted directly to his own platform, his own account. An image so disgusting, so blatant, it takes your breath away. And when the entire nation recoiled in horror, when members of his own party begged him to just show a shred of human decency, what was his response? A pathetic, stumbling, laughable lie that wouldn't fool a toddler. Let's break down this masterpiece of moral cowardice. First, he claims he didn't see the whole thing. He just saw the beginning, a very strong part about so-called fraudulent elections. He just passed it on. He's the president. He's posting to millions. But we're supposed to believe he's just casually forwarding emails without looking at the attachment? That his entire digital operation consists of him blindly hitting share on whatever lands in his feed? It's an insult to the intelligence of every single American. But it gets richer. He says, and I quote, "I guess nobody reviewed the end of it." Who is this mysterious nobody? Is there a staffer whose sole job is to mindlessly repost whatever the boss sends without a single glance? Is someone on the federal payroll just to be a human retweet button? Of course not. The truth is there is no staffer. There is no review process. That is Donald Trump, live and unedited, showing you exactly who he is. The staffer is a fictional character he invented in a panicked, stammering moment because he got caught. This is the performance of a guilty man. The stammering, the the meandering nonsense about the Lion King, a cartoon that famously has 0 apes in it, by the way. Which character was the ape, sir? Tell us. This wasn't a Disney parody. This was raw, ugly racism. And his explanation is a word salad of lies, a puddle of excuses that makes it abundantly clear. He knows he messed up, but he is pathologically incapable of taking responsibility. And then, the kicker. The reporter asks the simplest question in the world. A number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize. Is that something you're going to do? And without a millisecond of hesitation, he says, no. No apology, no remorse, not even a fake, "I'm sorry if people were offended." Just a defiant, stubborn no. Why? Because to apologize would be to admit the image was wrong, and he doesn't believe it was wrong. He believes it. At his core, he agrees with the message. The refusal to apologize is the most honest part of this whole disgusting episode. But he can't just leave it at no. He has to vomit a word salad of distraction. Our country was a laughingstock. Now we're respected. The hottest country in the world. When asked for a message to the people he hurt, he literally says, "I have no message." Let that sink in. The leader of the free world, confronted with his own bigotry, has nothing to say to the millions of Americans he just denigrated, except to brag about himself. It's a symphony of narcissism so loud, it drowns out any semblance of humanity. And then, the classic racist playbook. I have a black friend. He name-drops Senator Tim Scott. He understood that 100%, Trump claims. Using a black man as a human shield against accusations of racism is the oldest, most transparent trick in the book. It's pathetic. And for anyone excusing this, ask yourself, what purpose do you serve for him? You are a tool, a prop, a token to be deployed when the stench of his own prejudice becomes too overwhelming. And the moment you are no longer useful, you will be discarded. History guarantees it. This isn't an isolated incident. This is a pattern woven into the fabric of his life. From the Central Park Five to birtherism, to labeling entire nations as shitholes, to the militarized crackdowns on peaceful protesters. This video isn't a mistake. It's a feature. It's a message to his base. And his refusal to apologize is him doubling down on that message. So we're left with the pathetic spectacle of his defenders on television, sputtering through talking points, trying to change the subject to border stats or murder rates. A torrent of words to avoid 4 simple ones. He will not apologize. It's easier to just say the truth. He's not sorry because he meant it. He's not sorry because he doesn't see anything wrong with it. The man is an unrepentant racist and a shameless liar. And the entire world just watched him prove it yet again, in his own stumbling, guilty, pathetic words. This is who he is. And no amount of stammering about Lion King takeoffs or imaginary staffers will ever change that cold, hard fact. So where do we go from here? We've established the crime. We've watched the pathetic, bumbling cover-up. Now we witness the consequences, or rather, the stunning, deafening lack of them. This is the final act of the play. This is where the enabling happens. This is where the Republican Party, the conservative media ecosystem, and a frighteningly large segment of the country decide that this is fine. This is acceptable. This is the price of admission for their political project. Listen to the silence. Listen to the excuses. Listen to the frantic pivot. When a spokesperson is put on the spot, they don't address the racism. They don't defend the imagery. They call it a distraction. A distraction from what? From his so-called wins? Let's be brutally clear. Calling blatant public racism a distraction is a moral abdication of the highest order. It is saying that the dehumanization of millions of Americans is merely inconvenient noise, getting in the way of the real news. It tells every person of color in this nation exactly where they rank on the priority list, below partisan talking points and poll numbers. This is the gaslighting phase. They want you to believe you're crazy for being offended. They want you to question your own eyes. It was just a joke. It was a takeoff. You're too sensitive. Why are you focusing on this when the economy... This is the machinery of complicity grinding into gear. It's designed to exhaust you, to confuse you, to make the utterly abnormal feel routine. One day it's a racist video, the next day it's a rant about infestations, the day after that it's a vow to be a dictator on day one. The goal is to overwhelm your capacity for outrage, to make you numb. Don't become numb. And through it all, the man at the center remains a fragile, small, deeply insecure figure. Watch the body language in that denial. The inability to look squarely at the truth, the childlike deflection. He is a man who has never been held accountable in his life. He's never had to apologize, never had to admit fault, because he's always had yes men, lawyers, and sycophants to clean up his messes. He confuses never apologizing with strength. But let me tell you what real strength looks like. Real strength is integrity. It's the courage to look at something you've done, recognize it was wrong, and try to make it right. That takes a backbone. What he has is the brittle fragility of an ego so delicate it can't withstand a single simple, "I was wrong." He claims to be the, quote, least racist president. He boasts that, quote, black voters have been great to me. It's transactional. It's condescending. It's the language of a man who views relationships purely in terms of what he can get. People aren't individuals with dignity. They are demographic blocks to be flattered, manipulated, or attacked based on their utility to him. And the moment that utility ends, the insulting video gets posted, the quote, infestation rhetoric returns, the human shield gets trotted out. This is the crucial point for every single person who still supports him, who makes excuses, who stays silent. What is your red line? If this isn't it, what is? Is there any action so vile, any statement so hateful, any lie so obvious that you would finally say, enough? Or has the party, the movement, the identity become so fused with one man that basic human decency is now negotiable? When you defend this, or explain it away, or change the channel because it's uncomfortable, you are not just supporting a political platform. You are co-signing the bigotry. You are giving it your tacit approval. You are telling the world that this, too, is acceptable in the quest for power. And that's what this is really about. Power. The raw, unvarnished pursuit and maintenance of power. The racism is a tool. The lies are a tool. The division is a tool. It's all in service of that goal. He doesn't see the people he offends as countrymen. He sees them as obstacles or as enemies. His message to them is that he has no message, because in his world they don't matter. They are not part of his real America. So we are left at a crossroads. Not a political one, but a moral one. This moment is a litmus test for the soul of the nation. Do we look at that video, hear that stammering, pathetic denial, and shrug? Or do we recognize it for what it is? The venom of prejudice, served with a side of cowardly lies from the highest office in the land. This is the legacy being forged in real time. It won't be remembered for tax cuts or regulations. It will be remembered for this, for the normalization of hatred, for the erosion of truth, for the spectacle of a leader so morally empty that he can't even muster a fake apology. History's judgment is coming. It will not be kind to the man who posted this filth, and it will be equally unforgiving of those who saw it, knew exactly what it was, and chose to look away, to make excuses, or to cheer it on. The question for you is simple. Which side of that history do you want to be on? The side that stood silent while a president called fellow citizens apes? Or the side that said, loudly and clearly, no matter your politics, this is not who we are. This is not acceptable. Not now. Not ever. The story here isn't just about one racist post. It's about the sickness that allows it to flourish. It's about the lie that follows. And it's about the choice we all make next.